Yankiv, if you could do something for Yair Cohen, come. Yankiv, you saw Yair already? You saw Yair already?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
This is a good one.
This one's so much cooler.
Oh, really? Do something good for Yair. Something really nice for Moshe and Yair. You've heard his stuff, Yair? I want you to hear. Then we're going to start up in a minute. Shalom, you've heard Yankiv stuff yet?
Okay.
It's nice, it's nice, it's nice. You'll see, it's better live.
So just the same one I always do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Works other times. Before we start, I want to play you something nice from one of the guys who just came back. I won't say his name, so he won't be upset at me. Good and loud. Thank you, though.
What does his name rhyme with? That's a rhyme.
Jair. Everybody check this out. I've heard this before.
אוכיל על הקר, אכלה פניו, איי 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 איי, אשאלה ממנו, מענה לשון. אוכיל על הקר, אכלה פניו, איי 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 איי, אשאלה ממנו, מענה לשון. אשר בי כלה, השיר האוזון, אבי הרננות, ועד מפעליו. לאדם מחלת ומשם מענה לשון. השם שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. לאדם מחלת ומשם מענה לשון. השם שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. אוכיל על הקר, אכלה פניו, איי 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 איי, אשאלה ממנו, מענה לשון. אוכיל על הקר, אכלה פניו, איי 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 איי, אשאלה ממנו, מענה לשון. אשר בי כלה, אשר האוזון, אבי הרננות, ועד מפעליו. לאדם מחלת ומשם מענה לשון. השם שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. לאדם מחלת ומשם מענה לשון. השם שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך.
Welcome home, Yair Cohn. Welcome home. Welcome home to Shmuel Salzberg. Welcome home, Shmuel. Welcome home to Shalom. We had a Shalom. I saw him a second. Shalom Coco. Welcome home. Mayor, we already welcomed home. Welcome home, Mayor. Mayor Elam. And Avi Block. Welcome home, Avi Block. What did you say? Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yosef, welcome home, Yosef.
Oh wow! Oh, how are you over there? How are you over there?
Part of what you experience. Tell me if you felt this way in Eretz Yisrael. Yosef, I want to ask if you felt this in Eretz Yisrael. Yaakov, when I went to Eretz Yisrael, the different shitas, the different opinions, and like fierce different opinions was overwhelming for me. Even like different hafganot, even besides Hafganot, there were a lot of shitas. It's a land of a lot of hechsherim, different kashrus, and this. They're all kosher, by the way, all. I mean, the kashrus, they're kosher, but they're kosher. But there's different, they're rabbanim, eidech nem besun, of course, you don't need midapatska, the Torah, eidech nem besun, they're kosher. But different hechsherim, tons of rabbanim being machshir, and then different shitas, different opinions, and there's a tremendous beauty in Eretz Yisrael. I want to say it the way Begun, I quoted Menachem Begun before, but I want to like explain it. In welcoming back the guys, I want to explain it. Menachem Begun was meeting Jimmy Carter, this President Carter, this President of the United States who just died. So he was meeting Menachem Begun, who was the Prime Minister of Israel. And somehow Avi Begun let out like a groan. It's not an easy job to run a country. And Begun in front of Jimmy Carter like expressed some sort of groan, like, oh. So President Carter said to Menachem Begun, like, what's that groan? So he said, it's hard running a country. Like, I'm tired. You know, he expressed the challenge running the country. Jimmy Carter said to him, he said, you know, no insult meant, but like you're kvetching in front of me. He said, I'm the president of 750 million civilians. How many civilians are there in America? 350 million. So he said, I'm the president of 350 million civilians. You're the prime minister of 3 million? Like, chill out. Like, you're kvetching. You have 3 million civilians. I have 750 million. I'm 350 million. Like, what's your deal? So Begun said back to President Carter, you don't understand. He said, you're the president of 350 million citizens. I'm the prime minister of 3 million prime ministers. Now, it's a good line. It's so true. It's just accurate. A yid, it's even a shaila, by the way. In America, there's something called dina de malchus adina, that you have to follow the law. You know in Eretz Yisrael, it's a machlokes rishonim if there's dina de malchus adina? Because who said he has a right? I own it as much as him. It's a shaila. It's a shaila if there's dina de malchus adina. My tata was, Yaakov Zayda was very stark that you mechoyev in taxes. And he got upset. People say there's no dina de malchus adina. That's a serious shit in Eretz Yisrael. And my tata explained to me that has nothing to do with dina de malchus adina. And he obligated me to pay taxes that many rabbanim, certain arnona taxes, have kulas. And my father said they're learning the wrong sugya. They're learning Dina de Malchus Dina in Eretz Yisrael. It could be there's no Dina de Malchus Dina. It's possible. It's very possible. So my father said there's a rule, Chatzar HaShotvim. If you share a yard with other people, all the people in the yard can obligate you to pay for garbage services. And you can't say, well, I don't want to pay. Chatzar HaShutvim, people living together can obligate each other to pay for community responsibilities. Anybody who lives in those communal like houses, what are they called? They have those in Waterbury, like complexes. They can obligate you to chip in for some flowers, for something, and you're not allowed to say no. So my father brilliantly said in Eretz Yisrael, taxes has nothing to do with Dina D'Malchus Adina. A Chatzar HaShutvim, they can obligate you to pay for garbage services and other types of services. So he brilliantly said that people are looking at the wrong sugya. Nonetheless, in Eretz Yisrael, this quote-unquote joke of Menachem Begun that I'm prime minister of 3 million prime ministers has a tremendous truth. Guys feel this in Eretz Yisrael, it's my land. There's a certain sense, it was frustrated when I drove there recently, there's a lot of Afghanis. I see a guy in the middle of the street, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the guy's like blocking the road. There's a deep sense, this is my place. People, you could feel it in Eretz Yisrael, but yet has a sense, it's my place. On the wall in the airport, it's one of like the first beautiful things you come to Eretz Yisrael. There's a sign, V'shavu vanim l'gvulam. The children should come back to their gvul. Things have places. We're going to do word of the day. I'm going to mispronounce the word, but the guys will help me. What does the word indigenous mean? Baruch Shema, I even pronounced it right. Say the word indigenous, guys. Say, Akiva, say the word. Indigenous. Maish, I want you to learn the language. What does indigenous mean? What does indigenous mean? Native to the land. Native to the land. I love you, Yankiv. It means this is its natural habitat. Indigenous means certain plants are indigenous to certain places. Certain people. That's my land. It's native. I was born here. This is my space. Things have spaces on this earth. It's emes that a Yid owns Eretz Yisrael. That's our land. That was given to us. We have a deep attachment to that land. That's our place. It's our place. It's interesting on the news. There's a lot of hack about Eretz Yisrael and the Palestinians. It's very, very simple. God gave it to me. God gave it to us. It's just the truth. We can't be afraid to say that to anybody. It's just true. It's our land. It was given to us by God. It's just the truth. God gave us Eretz Yisrael. There's a sense in Eretz Yisrael, this is mine. It's my land. People live like that. It's confusing. A guy's like blocking the street over his protest. Like, what do you mean? In America, they would toss the guy like what? You would never see something like this in America because there's no person who says this is mine like that. It wouldn't be a guy blocked the street. There's a certain sense. This is a people's land. It's ours. It's our land given by God. There's a feeling and a sense of that. This is our land. And I love the thing, V'shavu vanim l'gvulam, the children return to their habitat. A guy was telling me that he wanted to come for Shabbos to Durham, and he said there's been some I promise there's no red tape, it's yours, you own it. Nobody says diddly squat to you. A guy comes back. I remember somebody telling me, why do we let alumni? What are you talking about? I was very, very upset at a guy years ago when the yeshiva, during COVID, we had a shutdown. So we, Baruch Hashem, got a piece of land in Pennsylvania. We're opening up. So somebody was kvetching that alumni was coming. So I was very upset at the guy. I told him that he's a very short-sighted guy. You're incredibly short-sighted. You're a 12th grader for another 14 minutes. You'll be alumni for all eternity. You should be fighting for alumni. You're 14 minutes. That's you for the rest. So it was damn short-sighted. But deeper yet, this is a place that was built and belongs to the guys. That's how it is. So it just feels good that Yosef, you're back home. I welcome us to your home, you to our home. I thank you that you're back, Yosef. The guys made this place and created Kalish. Welcome home, Kalish. Welcome home. good to have you back home. V'shavu banim l'gvulam. This belongs to the guys. In halacha, a beis medrash, a yeshiva has the din of Eretz Yisrael. It's pasha like that. Now you're back to Eretz Yisrael. It's kedushas Eretz Yisrael in a beis medrash. That's dvarim pshutim. A sukkah has kedushas Eretz Yisrael. When you're in a sukkah in Eretz Yisrael, a beis medrash, a beis knesses has kedushas Eretz Yisrael. A yeshiva has kedushas Eretz Yisrael. So it belongs to a guy. There's a sense of that. My place. There's a sense we have a place on this earth. I got a letter, Yair, one of the most beautiful letters. Hudi, I told you about this letter. I get an $18 check. Yair, listen to this letter. And I was so happy. A guy's not from America. Rabbi lives out of the country. It could be Trump holds it's America. He's from Canada. But anyway, the guy's not from America. And the guy writes a letter. He sends an $18 check. He says, I'm close to Hashem. I have a relationship to God. But I haven't found my space. I haven't found my space I could live. And he says, I've never been to Durham and I have no friends who've been there. But I want to say that my sense, he said, if I could send more money as a young son, he said, me and my young son don't have a place yet, but I sense that if I would come to Durham there, I would have a space. My sense is there, I'd be valued, and I feel I have a space there, and I want to contribute. He sent me an $18 check for the yeshiva. He said, I have a space. There I have a space, and I feel that way. A guy said, sitting somewhere deep in Canada without a space, he said, there I have a space. So I want to thank Yair, Hudi, all the chevra. Mayor, I thank you for coming back home. It's yours. The guys call a number, and Morty Munchik helps find the bed for a guy. Nobody needs to ask Rishus to come back home. There ain't no such thing. Avada, we have somebody to assist you, to serve you, to help you find the bed. There's no such thing. Ain't davar kazeh. You don't got to ask Rishus to come back home. I had a bacher. There was a guy in yeshiva whose parents were divorced. Happens. And that happens, but we spoke over with the parents. He has 2 homes. There can't be such a thing. There's no such a thing. Avi, did you call your parents and ask to come to your house before you came home? No. Ein davar kazeh. No such thing. Nobody, Eretz Yisrael belongs to a Yid. In Eretz Yisrael, they have rules like this. A Yid could come there. They're excellent with that. Every Yid knows it. It's ours. A Yid could come there. It's not. One of our guys just made Aliyah yesterday. Yeah. I was very touched. It was like Pasha. The Yid's allowed to come. There's whole procedures. If somebody's not a Yid, it's complicated to make Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. A Yid, like you make aliyah, they make it like nothing. They pay you. It's so cool that it's sensed by every Yid. It's a truth. It's a truth like 1 + 1 = 2. It's more true that a Yid has Eretz Yisrael. People go there who don't, Maishi, people go to Eretz Yisrael who don't have big chachmas, they send something. The sense that it's ours, because it's true. Because it's just the truth. Some guys go with the plan to feel, to see. There's a sense in Eretz Yisrael. It's mine, like it's my place. There's that sense because it's true. It's our place, Eretz Yisrael. It's our place. A Yid even senses away from Eretz Yisrael. We have spaces that are ours, a beis medrash, beis knesses, a sukkah. But the sense in out of Eretz Yisrael is we're renting. It's not our place. I don't want to say I like it. Nobody likes when a guy curses you out. I'll tell you the feeling I have in America when a guy curses me out. It doesn't happen a lot. Once in a while a guy drives by and will say something mean. You know what sense I have, Maish, when we're cursed out? Did anybody here ever go in a taxi in Eretz Yisrael? I've had times I feel I drive. I'm a driver, buddy. The guys drive me around and I sometimes want to tell them, you sit in the back and I'll drive. Like I'm a driver, I'm not a helpless guy. Like I really know how to drive. I have a car in America, I know how to drive. Like, okay, here I don't, but sometimes I want to ask the guy, could he go in the back and I'll drive him? That I really know how to drive. The sense in America when we're cursed out is I have a place. When somebody's cursing you out, they're saying, this is not your place, buddy. And I want to tell the guy, I have a place. Oh, do I have a place? I have a place. Okay, you're telling me this is not your place. I hear. You're shtickle right. You're a shtickle right. It's not your shtickle, you're right. Yeah, I hear. But I want you to know I have a place. Oh, do I have a place? It's different. You're coming from a place. It's interesting that Gullus, people go into Gullus because they want to learn humility. There's the humbleness when it's not your place. But what helps anybody in Gullus is we're coming from a place that is ours. We're not homeless. We have a place. Yeah, I'm in Gullus now. There's a Rav, guys went to visit out of town, who once a year goes to a place where nobody knows him. He brings no money. He claims he doesn't bring a penny. And he manages asking people, could I stay here? They don't know him. And he goes there. It's like he's working on humility. There's such an act of Gullus. The Gra did such a thing. The Noam Elimelech's yahrzeit is tonight. Famously, Reb Zusha and the Noam Elimelech did such a thing. They went into Gullus like a certain humility. But it's much easier to be in Gullus if a guy, you're not homeless. You're playing homeless, you have a space. A guy has a big mansion and he's homeless somewhere else. He's Nishkin homeless guy. A homeless guy has no place. We have a place. We very much have a place. I'm not in my place now, but I come from a place and I have a place. That's very, very powerful to have a place. Eretz Yisrael is the place, is our place. We have a place. Very, very stark. We have a place. That's ours. That belongs to us. That belongs to us. Most Yidden I know plan to go to Eretz. I plan to go to Eretz Yisrael one day. It's my place. Of course I'm going one day. And most Yidden I know. Most Yidden plan. That's the plan, to go back home, of course. Okay, there's periods, there's things. I have a place. I have a place. So I'm thankful. The guys in yeshiva understand. You have a place. I promise you have a place. There's nobody by them zero to tell you your place. It's your place, yours, your place. So Yair, in the full sense, welcome home. Yair, Shmuel, welcome home. Yes. I wanted to continue, Chevra. We're setting up the Seder. Setting up the Seder sounds funny, but we're preparing the Seder, the Leila Seder. I want guys to own, your own Seder is your place of mitzvahs. And your Seder is meant for you. I want to keep going. What I'm attempting to do the last 3 days is give the tzura. I want to learn to try. I'm trying myself to study a little bit the pnimius of the Chag, what's happening, but I want to first just get the structure of the Chag, the structure of the night. The starters is there's tons of mitzvahs. We've gone through 13 mitzvahs so far. I want to add today 3 main mitzvahs today to take the number to 16 mitzvahs. There's no 2 hours this whole year that you'll do as many mitzvahs as the Leila Seder, that you'll have as many opportunities to connect to Hashem. It's a tremendous time of Kirvus Hashem. And I want to talk about the mitzvah of eating matzah, of eating maror. So that's 2 more mitzvahs. I'm really adding 3 mitzvahs in matzah and maror because with the matzah you do a seba. So now you have a seba, you have matzah and maror. So you added 3 and our number went to 16. We'll talk about the afikaimen, which is another mitzvah, and the number will go to 17. We'll talk about if there's a seba by afikaimen, and it might go to 18. So that we're going to talk about. The start is there's a mitzvah of eating matzah. Now there's 2 psukim that are mechayiv to eat matzah in the Torah. We have 2 psukim. There's one pasuk that's mitzvah al matzahs u'miroirim yoichlu, that you're supposed to eat the Karban Pesach with matzah and maror. Whenever it says achila in the Torah, it means a kezayis. One must eat a kezayis, and that's the chiyuv to eat a kezayis matzah. It's a mitzvah d'oraisa to eat a kezayis matzah and maror together with afikaimen. The maror must be a kezayis as well. Because says yoichlu and ein achila pachas mikazayis alach l'Moshe Sinai. Whenever it says achila means a kazayis. Hashem told Moshe at Sinai, who told Yeshua, who told his Kenim, who told his Talmidim, who told his Talmidim, who tell us that the chiyuv to eat matzah and mar is a kazayis matzah and a kazayis mar together with the Korban Pesach. There's a second pasuk which says to eat matzah. The second pasuk to eat matzah is a pasuk in the Torah Akdash, and it says, "Be'erev toichlu matzahs." On this evening you shall eat matzah. Is a mitzvah d'oraisa to eat matzah on the Leil HaSeder. How much? Minimum a kazayis. Is there a mitzvah to eat many kazaysim? Is a shaila of the Gra. The pashtus is as much matzah as you eat is a mitzvah. Pashtus is the entire night of Pesach until the Afikomen. When you can't eat after the Afikomen, you have a mitzvah to eat many kazaysim. Now don't stuff yourself, but it says, Ba'erev toichlu matzahs. In the evening eat matzah. It is very, very likely that we have a mitzvah d'oraisa to eat as much as you want. Geschmack. Don't be cheap on the matzah. You eat matzah, we eat a kazayas, and you're yaitzu with the kazayas, but beravchos, a home can afford it, a yid should buy a lot of matzah, and liberal on the matzah with his family. Pashtus is every kazayas, a mitzvah, be'erev teichlu matzahs. Tonight, the mitzvah is to eat matzah, and the pashtus is every kazayas is a mitzvah. That's the pashtus. So a person is connecting to Hashem eats kazayas. We make a bracha on our first kazayas, but the pashtus is be'erev teichlu matzahs, is the whole night is a mitzvah of matzah. There are questions on that. B'li neder, maybe we'll get to them. The Gra asks it as a shaila. The pashtus hadvarim is that the whole night there's a mitzvah to eat matzah, and every kazai is another mitzvah. Is a mitzvah. There's a mitzvah to eat matzah. There's no shear. There's a minimum. A minimum must be a kazayas. It also has to be eaten b'chdei achilas pras. It has to be eaten in 2 minutes. The advice is to have a kazayas matzah right at once. You make a bracha, baruch atah Hashem, kenu malchaylam asher kedishanu b'mitzvayis v'tzivanu al achilas matzah, and then you eat a kazayas right away. It's even in Indian to have it in one swallow, but certainly it must be eaten within 2 minutes. One cannot talk. Till they finish the kazayas, one is usher to talk, because the bracha is on the mitzvah. The mitzvah is to eat a kazayas of matzah. After we eat the kazayas of matzah, we have another mitzvah of marar. Now, matzah bizman hazeh is a chiyuv d'oraisa. It's a mitzvah d'oraisa to eat matzah, like it says, be'erev toichlu matzahs. Marar bizman hazeh is not d'oraisa. Marar bizman hazeh is a chiyuv d'rabanan. The reason it's not d'oraisa is the only pasuk mid'oraisa to eat marar is al matzum roim yechlu, is together with the Korban Pesach. When there's no Korban Pesach mid'oraisa, there's no chiyuv marar mid'oraisa. So the chiyuv marar, great to see you, Michael. The chiyuv marar bizman hazeh is a chiyuv d'rabanan. Now, when we have the Beis Hamikdash, we're going to eat matzah and marar together. The best is to have a sandwich, like the pasuk says, al matzum roim yechlu. You eat afikomen with the matzah marar. It's a delicious sandwich. You eat it with the Korban Pesach, with the matzah and marar, al sazam, and all together. Why don't we eat it together today, Maish? Because matzah is a mitzvah d'oraisa, and marar is only a mitzvah d'rabanan. Since they're not, why is marar only d'rabanan? Because the source to eat marar is al matzum roim yechlu, to do it matzah and the Korban Pesach. Since we have no Korban Pesach, there's no chiyuv to eat marar. Matzah has another chiyuv. Besides the pasuk al matzum roim yechlu, there's a chiyuv be'erev toichlu matzahs. That's nothing to do with the Korban Pesach. So matzah bizman hazeh is a mitzvah d'oraisa. Marar bizman hazeh is a mitzvah d'rabanan. Hagam, when there's a Beis Hamikdash, we do matzah and marar together. Today we can't do matzah and marar together, because matzah is d'oraisa, marar is d'rabanan. A d'rabanan compared to a d'oraisa is considered like a rishus. The d'rabanan, you're not allowed to, while you're eating matzah, you're not allowed to chew bubble gum. You can't have a dvar rishos chaytzeitz in your mouth. You mechuyev midaraisa to eat matzah. You're not allowed to put on the matzah. Let's say a guy wants to spread butter on his matzah. He's not allowed. He has a chiyuv to eat matzah. The butter is a rishos that would be considered a hefsek. He has a mitzvah daraisa to eat matzah, nothing else. Should one put salt on his matzah? Should one put salt? Every single Shabbos, we put salt on the bread, like it says, Al kol karbanecha takriv melach. Should one put salt on his matzah that he's using for the mitzvah? The answer is absolutely not. The answer is you should not. Why should you not? Because the matzah is a daraisa. The salt's a rishos. You should not put anything, just matzah. Just matzah. Oini, Rav Ezi says also might be a bittul of oini. One should not put salt on the matzah he's eating for the mitzvah. What? That it's just bottle to the matzah?
You put it on for a purpose, clearly.
It could be things with taste are not even so posh at that bottle, and it does bring a tam. So I don't know if that's how it works. I don't want to say, Yaakov lahalacha, I have seen Paiskim say that you're Yaitza. You'll have somebody come to your Seder who doesn't know halacha and put salt. I can't say they're not Yaitza. And the Paiskim I saw who bring their Yaitza because of Svaras, like Yaakov said. The halacha is not to put anything on the matzah. The matzah you eat, you make a baruch to Hashem, hamaitzi, and al achilas matzah, and you eat the matzah.
Is that just for the first Kezias?
Yes. For the first Kezias. Now Shimon asks, how about you want to have more matzah later? You could put salt. Shimon wants to know, is there an inyan not to put salt? We said, be'erev teichlu matzahs. I don't think there's an inyan not to put salt going forward. You did your chiyuv, and now you're eating matzah. Weiter, it's a mitzvah. The first Kezias, it's not having something mafsek in your first Kezias. Afterwards, I don't think there's anything wrong dipping it. Again, if you're brachs or not, I eat more matzah and I'll dip it. I'm not a big salt guy, so it doesn't really come up salt, but I put things on it. Now, I don't say, don't put things on, I won't be yaitza. I'm eating more matzah. I was yaitza, my chiyuv. I shamati such a chumrah not to put more on. But the first Kezias, obviously no salt. You have a mitzvah. Now, to eat it with the maror, Avi, since the maror is only a mitzvah, the rabbanan b'zman hazeh. Because midaraisa, you're only mechuyev maror with the carbon pesach avala. So bizman hazeh we have no carbon pesach. Maror is only the rabbanan. Matzah, there's a separate pasuk be'erev teichlu matzahs. If you eat the matzah and maror together, it's like putting bubble gum in your mouth with the matzah. Or the rabbanan compared to a daraish that's called the dvar rishos meish. So bazai we have the matzah alone maror. I'm going to tell you a little secret that I think the guy should keep at your seder. Probably nobody at your Seder will keep it. It's a Ramah. So I'm going to advise you to keep it. What I want to ask the guys to keep in mind, you're going to do matzah, then maror, then afikoim, and then you're going to make a sandwich. What I want the chevra to keep in mind, matzah, maror, then afikoim, and what I would like the chevra to keep in mind is to not talk. Everybody's going to be talking and schmoozing after they eat the matzah. Then they're going to do mar, they're going to be schmoozing geschmack. I am going to ask you to keep the ramah, that after you make the bracha, you washed for matzah, and you make the bracha on the matzah, don't talk till after afikoimen. Till after kaira. Afikoimen a long time. There's a Yereim. It's funny, there's a Yereim who says not to talk till after afikoimen. That was a Freudian slip. The Yereim says that don't talk till after the kazais, the end of the meal. You'd have a very quiet suda. Do not keep that chumrah. That's a Yereim that you absolutely should not keep. But the shita of the Ramah is you're going to do 3 mitzvahs, Avi. You're going to do matzah, maror, and then kairach. Don't talk till after kairach. Why? Because the real way of eating matzah is matzah and maror together. That's the lechatchila way. V'zman beis hamikdash, that's what we do. We have a practicality, we can't do it today because matzah is the rice and maror is the rabbanan. Yet, Shmuel, we want the bracha on the matzah to go on our sandwich. So the Ramah advises, I can't say, don't shush your family, they're going to talk, let them talk. What I would advise you is still. Still. Now, if you have something to say relevant, say you pass the Mara, that's l'chatchila. Because that's not a hefsek, you're talking about the thing. But don't talk about other subjects, quiet. You make your bracha, you wash for the matzah, make the bracha ala chilas matzah, amaitzi lechem aretz ala chilas matzah, and be quiet through marar, through your sandwich, through kairach. The logic being, Avi, is we want our bracha on the matzah going on the sandwich, because that's the real way to do it. We don't start with the sandwich, because matzah's daraisa, marar's darabanan. So we don't start with the sandwich. We start with matzah, we go to marar. What? Kazayas. You need a kazayas of matzah and a kazayas of marar dipped in charaisas. That's the sandwich. Make sure to have a kazayas. I have seen people with marar, especially the tough guys amongst us. There are two marars in Klal Yisrael. Some people do, it's more than that, but the two that are prevalent, some people do the romaine lettuce for their marar, and some people do the ground stuff. What's it called? Horseradish. I have seen the macho dudes like the horseradish and geschmack. What worries me is I've seen people not have a kazayas, not close. You have to have a kazayas. A kazayas is a... What? A matchbox, let's say, is what the word my father would say. Kazayas is a nice size. The murder. But I just see with the bitter one, people take like a token taste. There's a mitzvah d'Rabban achilas murder. You have to eat it. I don't like personally, when I was younger, it's macho to have the murder. If you keep it closed, it's crazy hot and you think it's cool, but then you don't have a kazayas, and I don't even know if that's called achila. You're supposed to eat it. So it has to be edible. Yes. You end up having two kazayisim of marar. A kazayis of marar for your first marar. Yes, Michael.
You could be like, oh, you passed me a more or so and so, right?
Correct.
Could you also ask questions about Pesach? Because my grandfather always talks about like the grandkids, about why.
First of all, your grandfather is a wonderful person, and it's not us to talk. I would say to share the Divrei Torah right after for you, but if Zayda does it, listen, mamish b'chol toikvei. But it's not us, with all your strength, listen. It's not us to talk. The best is to make the bracha on the matzah, then marar, then kairach. You go quick, you'll answer back Zayda right away. Don't, and if Zayda's asking you something, don't say, just you answer Zayda. Yada, you answer Zayda. Never start up with Zayda. Don't start up with Zayda. But if all things, if Zaydi's not talking to you, Chevra, make the bracha on matzah quiet, make your bracha on marar quiet, eat your sandwich, then you speak. The sandwich should be a kazayas of matzah with the kazayas of marar dipped in charaises. That is the sandwich. The matzah is not dipped in anything, of course not, because you can't have, with the matzah, you can't have dvar rishos. Now,
we say yesterday that our people that Ashkenazis don't have a second cup of because they don't lean because they're little thing. So then why would you let up matzah during Shulchan Aruch and dip it in? Because people might think, oh, that's matzah.
Because there's no by Dalit Kaisis there are four Baruch Atah Hashem Ragafen. By matzah, if you eat more, there's no new bracha. So there's no.
But someone could think, oh, you were allowed to dip it in. So
I hear what he's saying. I didn't see such exera. Now, guys, if somebody forgets to lean by the matzah, besides eating matzah, you have a mitzvah to do a seba. If one forgot to lean by the matzah, one is mechuyev to eat the kazayas again. So if you ate the kazayas matzah b'li a seba, one should eat it again. Be a seba, again a seba smile, lean to the left, and eat the kazayas again. So you eat the kazayas be'aseba, one kazayas be'aseba. Have in mind, you're eating a mitzvah d'oraisa of achilas matzah, and you're also doing a chiyuv of aseba. You're doing two zachen, and both those things are two mitzvahs of the night. The eating the matzah and aseba. If you ate the matzah b'li aseba, you should eat the matzah again. So that's matzah, marar, and kairach. In the past years, what? By Marar you do not lean. No leaning by Marar. Once it's upright, the leaning is Zecher to the Cheres. The Marar is Zecher to the Shibud. So one does not lean when they eat the Marar. It's very fast, and if anybody noticed, Kayar's a good Shiloh. One year I gave a Shabbos Hagadol Drush on that. Michal, it's a good Shiloh. One of the things that the Chevron noticed, why do you eat matzah before Marar? Shouldn't you do Marar before the matzah, Chevron?
Because one is from the Amora, one from the Torah.
Wow, so Michal said beautiful. Michal said the matzah is before Marar because the matzah is the rice and Marar is the Rabban. We don't want to do the Rabban before the rice. Beautiful, Michal.
Is there another reason?
Beautiful. I like that a lot. Michal says stark that the matzah is the rice and Marar is the Rabban. And he said 10 out of 10, any day of the week, I would do my darais for the. I love your reason, Michal. Stark. The reason I'm asking the question is Marar zecher to the shibud. Matzah is lahispik b'tzeikam is when we left. It would seem to do the Marar before the matzah. So Michal says that 1 second, the matzah is the raisa, Marar is the rabbanan. The raisa should come with rabbanan. It's a very, very important question why we do matzah then Marar, but that's for sure what we do. Matzah then Marar.
Is there a deeper answer than that?
Yeah, 100%. But I want to think. We have to think. It's very interesting that the matzah is before the Marar 1,000%. I do want to share the question yearly. I want to learn the halachas. I want the seder to be a seder, have a tzura, the mitzvah stas. There is a cool question I want to ask the chevra. Maish, I want to tell you a cool question. Why don't we go right to the sandwich? Because the matzah is the rice and the marar is. Yeah, I want you to hear this. Why don't we go right to this? When we have a Beis Hamikdash, we're going to eat a sandwich. Today we have matzah first and marar. Shemler, why don't we go right to the sandwich? Because the matzah is the daraisa and the marar is the rabbanan. Once we do our daraisa, why do we go to the sandwich next? Because now the marar is the rabbanan and the matzah is not a chiyuv at all. Now, even if you say matzah is a mitzvah every kazayis, but there's no more chiyuv, so with my durabanan, it's still dvar rishus. That's inappropriate. Ask the crazy Rabbi Yonasan Eibchitz, right? He asked the bomb kasha. What happens? It's a rush. It's brought in the rush. It's brought la halacha. If a guy misses his kazayis beseba, what does the rush say to do? You eat the matzah and you forgot to lean. What should you do? Lean again. Eat it again. Now there, a seba pashtus is only a chiyuv d'Rabbanan. So midaraisa I was yaitza matzah. So now I only have a chiyuv d'Rabbanan to eat matzah. Frek the crazy place. Go right to kairach. Go right to the sandwich. Now your matzah and maror are both d'Rabbanan. They're equal. So if you forget matzah be'seba, why does it say to eat matzah again? Go right to the sandwich. Now your matzah and maror are both d'Rabbanan. Eat them tzazamen. You like that question, right, Levi? The crazy places question. Yonasan Eibchitz. Might you hear this question? The reason we don't eat matzah and maror together is why matzah is daraisa and maror is d'Rabbanan. If you forget to do a seba on the matzah, some of the rice yaitza matzah. So now you're only chiyuv to eat the matzah as the Rabbanan because you didn't do a seba. So yet, and the Ramah Paskins like the rush should do matzah again alone. Why? You should go right to the sandwich now. Now my matzah and maror are equal, are level. They're both chiyuvim d'Rabbanan. The matzah chiyuv d'Rabbanan because I ate already. I just forgot a seba. So now it's a chiyuv d'Rabbanan. My maror is d'Rabbanan. Do it tzazamen. Yonasan Eibchitz bomb kasha.
Don't be shy, would you?
What do you ask?
What's the difference in a regular case? You eat the matzah, the rice, and then just go straight to Torah.
Because the maror is the Rabbanan and my matzah is not a chiyuv then.
So, but your Torah is.
But then the matzah is rishus. You're not allowed to chew bubble gum while you eat maror. The same way. So now the matzah is the bubble gum. But here, if I did matzah b'liya seba, I have a chiyuv matzah b'seba, but that's a chiyuv d'Rabbanan.
You get that more because then once you get up to your Torah, because you still need to have your.
Yeah, you have to have a kazayis of each.
You have to have more than that because you already have a kiyuv d'Rabbanan for your kazayis mar and for your kiyuv of.
You have to have a kazayis matzah and a kazayis mar. Kazayis of
Once
each.
If you miss a seba with matzah, and it goes straight into Korah.
So now-
You have to have a kazayas of the whole kazayas.
No.
Why?
Because now I just have a chiv d'Rabbanan matz, chiv d'Rabbanan mar. I could do it together. But I only have a chiv korach because we want to do it together. And here I could do it together right away. Very strong question, right, Levi? The crazy. The other matzah I wanna remind the chevra. Our chiyuv matzah that night, and we're up to 18 mitzvahs, but our chiyuv matzah that night, the Leila Seder, we have one more chiyuv matzah. We're gonna eat matzah, marar, then kairach. For matzah, I want to say for matzah, you're going to have more than a kazayas. I want to tell you why you're going to have more than a kazayas for matzah. You're actually going to have two kazasim. Now, where does that come from? Yair, why are you eating two kazasim? For matzah, you actually usually have two kazasim. I want to try to explain that. What's going to happen by matzah is the one leading the Seder has three matzahs in his hands. The top and the bottom one are shleimim, are whole, and the middle one has been broken. The middle matzah has been broken already early in the Seder. Half of it is put away later for the afikomen. Half of it's put away later and hidden for the afikomen, and half is still by the one leading the Seder. So he has a whole one, broken whole. What you do, Maishala, is you make the bracha, Baruch atah Hashem l'keinu melech haolam motzi lechem min haaretz. You're supposed to hold all three matzahs in your hand. So you add two shleimim and you make hamitzi lechem min haaretz. You then drop the bottom one. The bottom shalim is dropped, and you make alachilas matzah on the whole one and the half one. Because it says lechem oini, poor man's bread, there's an inyan to give out from the broken guy. So what you're supposed to do is you have a kazayas from the whole one and a kazayas from the broken one. And you give out. A matzah has many kazasim. A matzah has many kazasim in there. Maybe 8 kazasim. A typical matzah has many kazasim. And you give out a piece to everybody at your Seder from the whole one and from the broken one. That's what you're supposed to do, right, Levi? I know today people have huge kazesim. That's kishmak. There's nothing wrong. It's fun. But the whole one and the little one, you give out kazesim, and everybody gets from the shalim and from the broken one. So you're really eating 2 kazesim. Since you made amoitzi lechem min haaretz, you should give everybody from the shalim. Als the chi of matzah, one only has a chi of 1 kazayas. If there's an older person at the Seder, my Oma was there for years. It was not easy to eat matzah. She had 1 kazayas, l'chatchila. You give from the broken piece. Yeah, from the broken one. We have a chumrah. We eat 2 kazayas. People usually eat it together. They take like both pieces and they eat it zusammen. So they eat 2 kazayas. What do you say, Rav Ezi? There's another kazayas that's going to be eaten of matzah all the way before you bench. It's called afikomen, and you time your eating. You're not allowed to eat it if you eat it and you're stuffed. It's called achila gasa. You're not yaitza. We want to eat it we don't want to be stuffed, so you have to time your suda with your dessert, that you have more space, because at the end of the suda, before you bench, we eat what's called afikomen. It's a shayla, there's a zeichel of carbon pesach, there's big inyanim to the afikomen. That's like the last eating of the night. You're not allowed to eat. We don't eat anything after that. Your last eating of the night is that afikomen, is another kazayas. So you end up, a person without even trying has eaten 3 kazesim. Now I want to remind the chevra, even though afikomen is only a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, or maybe even a minhag, but let's call it a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, keep in mind it's a kiyum of a daraisa. Because be'erev teichlu matzahs is a mitzvah d'oraisa to eat the night of Pesach. So every kazayas is a mitzvah d'oraisa. So you were yaitz, a fulfillment of be'erev teichlu matzahs. Now you're eating it, a zeichen of the Karm Pesach, but you're doing a d'oraisa. It's a very, very holy night. It's like a crazy holy night. His chayvus of that is afikoyim is a zecher to the Korban Pesach. But you're mekayim a daraisa. So you eat at the end of your meal, you have another kazayas. It does not have to be, people wonder, the kid hides the afikoyim and it gets lost and the kid falls asleep and it breaks and it turns to crumbs. A lot of times by the time it comes back, it's like pieces you can't even give out. It's been trampled and lost and broken. You don't need to eat it from that. It's an Indian, very, very big Indian. It's put away, it's hidden. There's big stuff there that it's hidden and put away, the afikoyim. You take and you give out, and that's the last kazayas that everybody eats. There's no eating. You bench after that, and there's no eating after that. So that's another mitzvah, the afikoyim.
Is there something else behind that afikomen other than keeping the kids up?
100%. Oh, the hiding it, there's big inyanim. Yes. There's like big inyanim of schara, asid, of bigger things to come. Every yid, we're a people of hope, Michal. There's always big stuff coming. Little things we do here also have much bigger ramifications than we know. I always like, Michal, it's the deepest thing when somebody serves Hashem. Any mitzvah, you do something that has big ramifications. The hidden away half represents, we have half here, and the lesser half we eat. There's big stuff yet to come. It's being piled, big things. It's the part we don't see. What we see. There's a world. It's a world of tremendous accomplishment. Tremendous. Person puts on tefillin, you're only seeing the smaller half. Yeah. Why, Yosef? By matzah, we eat the smaller half. We put away the bigger half. La halacha, you're supposed to put away the bigger half. Yeah, you measure, you break it by yachatz. You look at the two and put away. You can have kavana. Have kavana shmuel. You break the matzah yachatz. When you put away the half, there's tremendous coming. It's great today and big stuff are coming. You put it away. That's the Yidden always understood that big stuff are coming. There's schar, there's reward, there's reasons. Here, Yair, so it looks like so we have tsar, we say lama, what? There's big stuff coming. You break it away, and you put away the other half. What? If you lose it, get some other matzah. You still do afikoyim. Those are used up already. Usually, because remember, you used for kairach the bottom one, the top two you're not going to have any left. There's basically no say there's any left from those three. If the kid loses it, bring some other.
You break it in half.
No. I would just give out matzah for afikoyim to end with the taste of matzah. There is an Indian. Bring it back to the table. Every house has like stories. By me, we get it back, but it's often like literally like beaten up. People stepped on. It's always it goes through quite a journey that night. The hidden piece. I always like that it's had a journey. The hidden piece. There's a long journey till we get it back. A lot goes down. The kids have probably fought who's hiding it. There's a Yair, I always think, Chevra, I always like, everything's bashert. Yedezach, Yehuda, the Rebbeinu Shalom runs the world. You agree? Welcome home, Yehuda Krupka. You agree that Hashem runs the world. There's always a story when you hide the matzah, the kids fight, it gets trampled, broken, beaten. It's all good because I look at it, the hidden piece represents schar and gemul and the asid that's going to be amazing. I always like there's a big story till you get there. So I like that things happen. There's something very just right about that. Yair, you ever get that piece that it just goes simple? Most years there's some fight, some disagreement. Something goes down in my house. I can't say every home. One kid hit it, another kid stole, another kid's mad that he hit this. But I like, because that piece represents the gemul, that which is yet to be, and there's always a big story till it comes. So I like that it happens at the Seder. I appreciate that. Who didn't? Where's Shlomo? Shlomo's here. Yehuda, come up with a guitar for a minute. Could you? Welcome home, Yehuda. Like to see.
I was thinking about it. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go stop. I don't want to.
What song did you want?
I was just guessing what song you were going to. No, I was guessing what song you were to sing. I just asked if you heard it.
Oh, you were guessing?
You were asking to sing here last. That's what I was guessing.
Wow.
That's what I was
He's
guessing.
saying real things. Okay.
Can we do it?
Chevra, Hootie came is fresh back. I want to ask before we're going to do the Barditchever. We're going to do the Barditchever Niggin. I'm going to quickly before Yuda does it. I do have to leave very, very quick. Very, very quick. The Barditchever last year the Seder we just did a Barditchever Seder. The Barditchever has a piece about Hashem as B'china Zois. When we saw Hashem with clarity, we said Zeh Keli, Zeh. Zeh is male. You point to Hashem as a male. Zois is Hashem as a female. Zois is Nekeva. What do we mean Hashem B'china Zois? And the Barditchever is very, very busy with Zois. B'Zois Yavai Aaron El HaKodesh. When Aaron HaKoyin enters the Kodesh Kodashim, the Holy of Holies, the place when one can experience Hashem the most, how do you enter Kodesh HaKodashim B'Zois? Why Hashem is Zois, Yosef, as feminine? Hashem is male, Zekeli, what's Zois? The Barditchever speaks about it. Male is the giver, female is the receiver. Hashem as Zois means he wants our avodah. It's a little secret. I think the night of Pesach, when we have the most mitzvahs the whole year, it's important to know B'china Zois. Zois is Hashem wants my avodah, Nekeva, he wants us. There's a language Hasidic Sfarim use. I'm not going to say recorded and taped, you get in trouble. But Hashem wants us, I promise. He really wants our avodah, it really counts. The Rasha says, Ma avodah zois lachem. What's this business of zois? God needs me? He's perfect, I hear. And be'emes zois is a chiddush, right, Levi? It's a chiddush nifla. That's why we say in Hallel, Me'es Hashem oisa zois iniflois beinenu. It's a pella zois. It's a pella. Hashem needs us, wants us, a pella. Me'es Hashem oisa zois. But that's what he told us. He wants our avodah. The Leil HaSeder there's a big bechina of Zois. Hashem wants us and wants our avodah. The whole night of Seders, he wants my matzah, he wants my maror, he wants my halal. We still have to get to halal. Halal at the Seder is fascinating, what we butcher halal. There's one of the mitzvahs. Is there any other night of year that you say halal?
No, Rabbi.
Halal the entire year is only by day. Is there any Ma'ariv the whole year that you say halal, Chevra? Zero.
Some people do it Seder night. Some people do it.
The Seder.
Yeah, some people do it on the Mars.
Good. I'm talking about that. Zicher. Is there any other night here? What? Very good. That's good. Kriyas is Uilula. I'm proud of you. There's a reason he's right. Because the Kriyas HaMegillah, the Gemara says, is a halal. So Yisrael brilliantly said, you do a halal. The only time all year we do halal at night is Pesach night. The Inyan is halal is clarity, Avila. Halal, I see Hashem, Begalui. Night represents I don't see Hashem. There's only one night, the Pasuk in Tehillim says, Laila ki yom ya'iru. There's a night that has all the halachas of day. You don't say the long Kriyash Malamita. The Leil HaSeder is day, it's all day, it's clarity. Clarity, we see Hashem begoli makos, we see Hashem clearly. That's why we say halal at the Seder. We do a weird stuff to halal. We break it in half, strange, bizarre. The Li Neder will yet discuss that, why we break up halal, but we do break halal. Absolutely smack dab in the middle. What I want to do to Hudi, I have to leave 25 minutes ago. 23 minutes ago. So what I want to do for Hudi is what's the mitzvah of this yeshiva? If you had to say there's all mitzvahs, but if there's a mitzvah that seems to be big here, what mitzvah? Tefillin, of course. Thank you, Hudi. Tefillin. Tefillin's the mitzvah of the yeshiva. the tefillin here, the putting on tefillin, people wearing tefillin. If you stay here in a time lapse, somebody should just video it. Really, a video. Somebody should show each guy coming in here putting on tefillin. It's like the scene of the yeshiva. My sister had a lot of hana. We had a family event in Eretz Yisrael. She saw Hudi in his tefillin. She was like, my Schwester was very fired up. She said she sees people hiding this, like sneaking it. He was b'roivam, he was wearing his tefillin. My sister was like very, very moved. She's right, it's the mitzvah of the yeshiva tefillin. And Yehuda made a picture in the corner about tefillin. And it says about the tefillin, the glory of Hashem is on us. Means we speak about our pride in Hashem. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. And Hashem's tefillin says, Mi ka'amcha Yisrael. Hashem says, you saw my people. Can I tell you, Hudi, I had a story that bothered me. Somebody told me a story about the great Shayash of Rosh Hashiva. So Hudi, I want to re-explain a story. Somebody told me the story wrong, and I can't stand the way the person told it to me, and I'm going to tell it to you right. The great Rosh Hashiva of Shayashiv was who? Rabbi Freifeld. Who was Rabbi Freifeld's Rebbe? Rav Hutner. Rabbi Freifeld, the Rosh Hashiva of Shayashiv. So he was known as a very special mechanech. So somebody said a story that there was like big tzaddikim visiting Shayashiv Revezi, big tzaddikim, and he asked the bacher, he like showed off one of his talmidim who knew a little Torah, he showed him off. So somebody said it was such a good trick. Like, is that trick? I promise, if anybody's known as a great mechanech, they're not tricksters. They're not manipulators. That's a horrible mechanech. Tricks are for kids, my friends. Not for mechanechim. Not for mechanech. A chinuch is no tricks. It bothers me. They publish books on a mechanech. It's such a good tricks. They write like his bag of tricks. Shame on them. That's nothing to do with chinuch. That's like stupid stuff. That's stupid stuff. If somebody's a mechanech, means they're a sincere person, and being around them helps create sincerity. Rav Freifeld didn't do a trick, and he had a geschmacka plan. He showed off the guy, and it was so good for his esteem. These type of things are childish. What probably happens, Rav Freifeld was proud of his talmidim, and I think that's crazy. I think the coolest thing in the world of a Rebbe and a Talmud is the Talmidim are proud of their Rebbe and the Rebbe is proud of Talmud. That's what happens in real relationships. In real relationships, people are proud of each other. If it's successful, right? Freifeld probably, if I don't know, I wasn't there. If it made an impact on the Talmud, he probably was very proud of him. If he wasn't proud and it was a trick, it would mean nothing. People are smart; they don't fall for tricks. What was cool is he wanted to show off his Talmud, which is exactly Hashem and us. We are proud of Hashem. We show off our relationship. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. In Hashem's tefillin, it says that you see my people. Mi kamcha Yisrael, he shows us off. So let's do for Hudi this. So without further ado, let's do this song. Once just you, then we'll go in. Chevra, if I can ask for silence because I want Shmuel and his cousin, Shmuel and Yoa back. Listen to this song.
Oh,
Chevra, we're going to daven mincha now. We're going to have a Leil Shishi, Be'ezus Hashem Yisparach, 11:30. The last Leil Shishi, Be'ezus Hashem, of this beautiful Zman. We're going to have 11:30. The Olam's invited. I will, going forward, next week, we're going to continue, but we're done with the halachic portion. There are more halachas. We were zeiche to study 19 mitzvahs. It could be mitoich dvareinu. We'll get to a few more. We're going to go a little more pnimius. But I wanted to set up the structure of the Seder to go into the pnimius of the Seder. Next week we will analyze much more pnimiustic manner the Seder. We're going to go into matzah, marar, chametz, more ba'ifim pnimi b'li neder next week. So that's the coming attractions. Tonight 11:30 will be the last Leil Shishi. Let's daven mincha.